Hi, I'm Stephen Lone, and it's my honor to read for you a letter from Tetszuso Hirasaki to Clara Breed. August 27, 1943. Dear Miss Breed, there is an old saying, tempus fugit. How true. I have just awoken to the fact that quite a number of months have flown by since I last wrote to you. Since I started work May 17 as a barber, the only one in Camp 3 until 3 weeks ago, time has gone by so fast that it scares me. Because we're so busy at the shop, the work hours simply fly. Usually I find myself quite tired after a day's work, so that whenever I have any spare time, I lie down and catnap. Luckily, I get most of the afternoon off because of the heat. Speaking of the heat, July was terrific. Once for a whole week, the maximum outside temperature was never below 125. If I remember correctly, the extreme outside maximum for that week was over 154, 125 in the shade, on a Sunday afternoon. The inside of my room was always around 110 to 124 during those afternoons. Temp at night, 90 to 100. Any exertion, such as lying down and resting, caused sweat to pour out in rivulets. It's so bad now as the temperature is only around 107, 105. However, the morning gets awfully cold between 3:30 to 4 a.m. It drops to 69, enough to wake me up shivering in a blanket. I've been taking music lessons for my ukulele almost every night for almost 2 months. I walk 2/3 of a mile to the other end of the camp to get my lessons from a Hawaiian boy. As yet, I have no ear, and it's really a treat to watch and hear him play both the guitar and the ukulele. During the latter part of July, and up to last Monday, we have had quite a thrilling finale to the first round of the block league in softball. Our block, 322-323 team, emerged the league champions and then proceeded to take the trophy in a playoff among the 4 top teams of the league. The playoff victory was a no-hit, no-run 1-0 thriller pitched by a former Coronado boy, Akira Takeshita. The San Diego boys have proven themselves as outstanding ball players. On the last day of July, we were at the weekly 16mm movie, outdoors at night. There was a big crowd because the feature film was Glenn Miller's Orchestra Wives. Now, just as the main feature came on the screen, we were suddenly engulfed in a dust storm. 1 minute, a clear night. The next minute, a howling wind that carried so much dust that the stars above were blotted out. Even the street lights were dimmed by the dust. We hadn't seen dust like that since January. Our next big storm was on August 16. It was a veritable cloudburst. Raindrops were about the size of jumbo-sized peas. In the short half-hour downpour, which was accompanied by a fierce north wind that threatened to blow off the barracks' roofs, fell all the rain of Poston's rainy season. Our block was flooded with water over 6 inches deep on our corner, barracks 12, 13, 14, and mess hall. The storm raised havoc with our uncompleted school buildings made of adobe. 3 of the school buildings had their roofs blown off. The reason for that was that the windows had not been put in, so the wind just came in on the open side and pushed upward to lift off the roof. You see, the whole north side of the school building is made up of windows from the roof to average windowsill height. Well, you have to see them, though, to really appreciate what the evacuee laborers have done with the adobe to build a modernistic school building. The units that had already had the windows withstood the full force of the wind and rain. 500 baby chicks were killed by the storm, and more to die was the report of the poultry department. The community activities outdoor stage in the process of construction was shorn off its adobe walls by the fierce wind and rain. Gosh, after a dead summer, it surely gave us something to talk about. The huge forks of lightning were beautiful, and the rolling thunder, terrifying. Nature in the raw. I really liked it. Well, this makes 1 year that I've been in Poston, almost a year too much. It's hard to believe that a year could pass so quickly. The only part that dragged was the waiting for Army's induction, which for me never came. Otherwise, the days passed swiftly. Yaiko just came back from Santa Fe, New Mexico, where she had been visiting Dad. She says that he looks fine, well tanned. He has had his rehearing and will know in about 2 or 3 weeks. He again sends his thanks for the affidavit. Please tell your mother that I'm sorry I did not acknowledge her thanks. This is the first letter I've written since June, what with work, heat, music lessons, and softball, rooting, and also working out with the boys for exercise, taking up most of my time when I'm not sleeping. 6.5 hours per day during June and July when I was working alone at the barber shop. Well, this is about all. I'll try to write oftener. Sincerely, Ted. Oh, P.S. Enclosed, $2. Would you be able to get me sheet music? Voice and piano guitar chords for Stardust, and or Moonlight Serenade, and or Anniversary Waltz, and or Tuxedo Junction. If none of them is available, any number on the hip parade will do.